All right, so today we're going to break down the latest earnings from Salesforce. But look, this is way more than just a numbers review. This is really the story of a major strategic shift, a fundamental rewiring of what a software company even is in the age of AI. Okay, let's dive right into this quote, because it's everything. While you hear a lot of talk about the end of SaaS, Salesforce's results don't just push back on that idea, they're showing us a completely new way forward. And this quote, it's the key to understanding all of it. So what is this big paradigm shift they're talking about? Well, it's actually pretty simple. The old model, where software was just a place to store data, a passive filing cabinet, that's over. The future is about AI agents that take direct action on that data. We're moving from just storing information to actually executing tasks. Okay, so that's the big idea. But the crucial question is, does this new strategy actually work? I mean, a great strategy is just a theory until you see the results. Well, the financial performance from this past year, it offers a pretty clear verdict. First up, the top line. Q4 revenue hit a solid $11.2 billion. Now, not only did that beat expectations, it's up 12% year over year. You have to remember, in a market where a lot of big tech companies are seeing growth slow down, that kind of double-digit expansion is a really powerful signal. And then you get to profitability, and wow, non-GAAP earnings per share for the fourth quarter came in at a massive $3.81. This number, it just screams efficiency and incredible operational excellence. And that earnings number, get this, it represents a stunning beat of nearly 25% over what Wall Street was expecting. Now, this is not just a small win. This shows that Salesforce has absolutely mastered the art of profitable growth, squeezing more and more value out of every single dollar of revenue. And you know, this isn't just a short-term thing. Their future revenue pipeline, what they call CRPO, is stronger than it's ever been. You can think of this $35 billion figure as money that's already committed from customers. It signals incredibly strong, sustained momentum for the future. So let's talk about the engine that's driving these incredible numbers, because it's a story about a whole new kind of product, and really, an entirely new philosophy on how software should work. This slide right here really captures the huge evolution happening in AI software. We're graduating from what you could call the co-pilot era, where AI is a helpful assistant, to the Agentic Era. This is where autonomous agents become like digital employees, executing complex tasks for you. It is the massive difference between a suggestion and actual execution. And this new model isn't just a concept. It's embodied by their flagship product, Agentforce. And it's already hit an incredible $800 million in annual recurring revenue. I mean, that is a serious business built in a very, very short amount of time. And to put that number in perspective, its revenue grew an explosive 169% year over year. That makes Agentforce Salesforce's fastest growing organic product ever. This isn't just traction, folks. This is a rocket ship. But here's the thing. These powerful agents are totally useless without good, unified data. And that's where the data cloud comes in. It's the foundational layer which has been supercharged by that recent Informatica acquisition that actually feeds the AI. The fact that it processed 112 trillion records last year just shows you the immense scale it's already operating at. So Salesforce has this incredible new growth engine. And this engine is protected by what you can only call a massive financial fortress and a market position that is, frankly, just dominant. Here's the proof right here. The company generated over $14 billion in free cash flow this past fiscal year. So what did they do with all that cash? They turned around and returned nearly 100% of it to shareholders. That is a sign of extreme confidence for management. And in fact, to really double down on that confidence, they've just announced a new massive $50 billion share buyback authorization. This is management putting their money where their mouth is, effectively saying they believe their own stock is the best investment they can possibly make. And here's how they stack up against the competition. As you can see, they remain the undisputed market share leader, and it's not even close. But what's really fascinating is their valuation. Their PE ratio is right in line with their peers, but they have a much clearer, faster-growing AI strategy. That could suggest that this valuation is going to look very, very attractive in hindsight. So what does all this mean for the future? This isn't just about one great quarter. Management has laid out a clear and, frankly, incredibly ambitious path forward, positioning the company to be the undisputed king of this new AI era. And they put a number on it. They've set a new revenue target of $63 billion by fiscal year 2030. Now, this isn't just some number they pulled out of a hat. It's a projection based entirely on the success and scaling of this new agentic AI strategy. And they actually expect growth to re-accelerate as early as next year. The logic is simple. Right now, customers are just testing these AI agents. As those pilot programs move to full-scale deployment, the billing for what they call agent work units is just going to grow exponentially, which will drive revenue growth much higher in the back half of the year. Of course, this path isn't guaranteed, right? There are some real hurdles. Can they solve the AI hallucination problem to make sure customers trust it? How do companies manage this sprawling new digital workforce of agents? And all of this is happening against a backdrop of potential economic headwinds and the ever-rising cost of computing power. But really, the key takeaway is clear. Salesforce has effectively answered that whole end of SaaS question, not by just surviving, but by defining what comes next. They have literally written the playbook for this new era of software, and it's all centered on execution. And this leaves us with one final, and I think crucial question to think about. Is this transition from simple record keeping to autonomous execution, is that the future for the entire software industry? Salesforce has made its move. Now everyone else has to respond.